Honestly, I never really mean to time these things. It just sort of happens whenever I start the video. But I love it when I get it so that my window is, bringing the sunshine on me. Uh, so yeah, I don't even care that it's Monday. I feel so good. I want to say Happy Monday, everybody. So yeah, I really hope that everyone had a fantastic, but also very safe Cinco de Mayo yesterday. I know that a lot of people probably had all sorts of, you know, Mexican food like, tacos, guacamole, and, if you really wanted to have that stuff, tequila, sangrias, margaritas, all sorts of various forms of, alcohol that sounds good but doesn't quite really appeal to me. But with that in mind, again, I really love how the sun is just like shining like this on this side. Like, this is my good side. No, it's just because like for those of you who don't know, east would actually be, for the most part, behind me. That's where well, I guess you could say I'm facing northeast, I guess, or northwest, excuse me. So yeah, that I'm facing northwest. East is pretty much behind me. So yeah, I just really, again, I never mean to time these things. I mean, I'm glad that it's. I mean, there's lots of clouds in the sky, but it's. I guess it's partly cloudy, so you get shades of you get nice shades of sky blue, a little bit of obviously gray from the clouds. You also get some nice pink red hues from the sunlight, in the areas of the sky. It's actually quite nice. But yeah, honestly, it's great, and honestly, it feels great to get my video started on this right note. It's great starting off my day on this note, even though technically my day started when I got up to work out this morning. But yeah, it's May 6th today. Mother's Day is less than 6 days away, so if there's something you want to get for your mom, call her, tell you love her, do stuff like that, get that all squared away. So, actually, speaking of Mother's Day, it turns out that my family is doing something on Mother's Day, even though it's technically kind of optional because some of us want to go, but others don't. I mean, I do kind of want to go because I would be going to. It's a place called the Statler Hotel in Ithaca. I kind of want to go because, well, for one thing, I've never been there before. A new place, new experience. That's always a cool concept. That in mind, Ithaca is well, it is a drive, yes. Let's get that out of the way. But it's the kind of drive where, we live in a day and age where, when it comes to driving a car, to get from place to place, the fastest way to go is, via the highway. Because, you're going 65 miles an hour. Hopefully you're doing that because, let's be honest, for speeding. 65 miles an hour from, from one exit, to get on the highway and to the other exit, whichever you're going to get off the highway at. So, you're basically going faster than a mile a minute. That's why traveling on the highway is actually a lot more effective than most people realize. But the thing about going to Ithaca is it's actually a lot of back roads from where I am. I mean, luckily, the state of New York, for the most part, has back roads that have the maximum speed limit up to 55 miles an hour, which is decent. Fairly fast. I mean, you can I mean, if you really wanted to speed, you could go 65. I mean, you could always just go like 60, make it a legitimate mile a minute. You can, 0 to 60. You go 0 to 60 in 3 seconds. No, that's not how it works. Go to, I just lost my train of thought there. So, going the back roads, you can get to Ithaca pretty decently, but the main problem is actually when you get to Ithaca. See, the thing about Ithaca is, when you first enter the city, there is stoplights all over the place. Like, all over the place. I can't tell you how many times I've been to Ithaca and traffic's actually backed up because of a single stoplight. And seriously, there are lights where you're supposed to go and move forward, but you can't because the stoplight that's not very far in front of it hasn't gone green yet either. It's actually pretty sad. I mean, it's not really the fault of the stoplights. It's just how the people who built the city made it so. I mean, don't get me wrong. I do like the city of Ithaca. There's some really cool places. I mean, it's got Cornell University. It has Ithaca College. Ithaca College is notorious for having one of the most beautiful campuses, probably in the state of New York. In fact, a lot of people can attest to that. I mean, I actually visited there, visiting colleges once. So, yeah, I can say for a fact that Ithaca's campus is gorgeous. Fun fact about Ithaca, when I was in high school, my junior year, was the first time that the Ithaca had won a football game in 3 years. Ithaca's football program was pretty sad. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, actually, they were really, really, really good at lacrosse. Really good at lacrosse. To put things into perspective, growing up, it was, at the time, Corning East, who had, back when it was Corning East and Corning West, Corning East easily had, the best, lacrosse high school, probably in this whole area, and easily one of the best in New York State. But Ithaca was always, right by them, right next to them or whatever. It was the year after I graduated Horses, actually the year I went to Trinity Pawling, I should back up. When I was at Gettysburg College, I actually met someone who went to Ithaca High School. And he actually graduated with me, which is really cool. And he played lacrosse for Ithaca. The year I was at Trinity Pawling was the year that Ithaca finally beat Corning East. So, yeah. And, again, Corning East was nothing short of phenomenal. In the span of a decade, they went to the state finals, in that entire decade, and they only won it once. That's how good they were. It was unbelievable. And for those of you who are wondering, they were so good that I do believe I was a senior on the verge of graduating high school, and Corning West had finally beaten East. In the 40, 50 years span or whatever it was, Corning West had never beaten Corning East. It was unbelievable. A streak that lasted again, 40, maybe even 50 years. Completely done. It was unbelievable. I'll never forget, I was getting ready to head to school at Horseheads, obviously. My father comes home from, working out that morning. See, this is before I got up early and started working out myself. I mean, plus I did sports in high school, so there really wasn't any point in getting up to work out in the morning. Yeah, but that's neither here nor there. He actually walked in with the paper in his hand, because he would always grab the paper right after his run, because he would just run up to our mailbox and then, walk home with the paper in hand. He walks in and he said, "West finally beat East last night." I'm sitting about 5 feet away from him. My mother's "No way." Seriously, it was it sounds silly now. It sounds, not very significant, but at the time, this was huge. This was earth-shattering news at the time. Well, earth-shattering news, metaphorically speaking, that is. But yeah. In fact, I think the only lacrosse news I had heard that was even bigger at the time was, well, I didn't know this at the time, but the year I went to Trinity Pawling, Trinity Pawling had actually won New England's. Now, remember, in my video on December 14th last year, very somber video that was, I said lacrosse at Trinity Pawling was like really huge. And that was because, again, the year before, Trinity Pawling had won New England's. For those of you who, for the good people of Horseheads or Corning or Elmira, any of you guys who are watching, winning New England's is like the equivalent of winning states. That's pretty big. So, yeah. It was redonkulous. Wow, I don't think anyone's ever used that word in forever. I hope I don't accidentally bring that back. I never really thought it was as good as everyone made it out to be. Anyway. So, yeah. Actually, it is kind of funny I am bringing up lacrosse now, considering that, school is ending, not just for Trinity Pawling, but for, Trinity Pawling is a prep school, but, pretty much all colleges are, getting ready to, end the school year, well, except unless you play, like, spring sports and you're, like, nationals or something. So, lacrosse is still going on. Yeah. So, if there are any athletes who are, like, going to nationals for any sport, be it lacrosse or track or, whatever, have fun, train smart, not hard, and never underestimate the importance of cardio, and stay safe. It's really about all I can say. I hope any of you guys, succeed, I suppose. Yeah. Sorry if it sounded like a little half done. I really had no idea how to do it. And by the way, I just realized this now, because I can see it behind me. No, this video is not sponsored by Coors Light. That's just the hat I got. I really have no idea how the hat's turned over this way, but it is. Like, seriously, I don't even touch that hat. Like, the only thing, well, technically I do suppose, since I get up and out of bed and, that's my bed behind me, so, yeah, that's probably how. I don't even drink Coors Light, or any beer for that matter. But, it is a nice hat. I like that. Speaking of which, I don't know if I'll be going to Ithaca on Mother's Day at all. But, yeah, I think I will get a haircut. Again, probably not. It can't be today because the place I get my haircut is not open on Mondays. They're open. I have to make my appointment, tomorrow, and hopefully see if I can get an appointment done this upcoming weekend, which, I should be able to. It's just, a simple, haircut, nothing too strenuous or anything like that. And plus my barber is super duper nice, as she is talented. So, and again, we both graduated from Horseheads together, so it's fun to catch up and reminisce, which is always an awesome thing. Yeah. Ultimately, it may be Monday, but with the sun shining like this, and with, stuff like Mother's Day in a few days away from now, as well as Goku Day. That's if you're a Dragon Ball Z fan, but I'll get to that when we get to that. With all that stuff happening this week, I think this week's going to be pretty nice. I think this week's going to be pretty good. I really am that confident in that. But we have to get there first. So we have to get through today, and hopefully everything else will fall into place. So, like, favorite, share, hit that subscribe button. Follow me on the social media platforms, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Tumblr. As always, I am very humbled I made this video for all of you guys to watch and enjoy for today. I am hopeful that we all have a wonderful Monday, And remember, if any of you guys don't want to talk or chat, I'm always going to be here to lend an ear. No, always have your back. Take care and make good choices.